How's everybody doing? It is Paul from Magpie 24/7 Christmas Eve. It is the season to be jolly. Well, that is unless you're a Newcastle supporter, in which case it's the season to get pissed and forget about it for a little bit of time. Because goodness me, Steve Bruce is the gift that just keeps on giving. Unfortunately for us, the gift that he gives is dollops of shit. Because the man is fucking useless. Yes, I hope everybody is A-OK. Back again. Still hard at graft. You know me, no days off. I might get a day off tomorrow with the kids and the presents and all that sort of thing. So looking forward to that. There'll still be things coming up on the page tomorrow. Got lots of things scheduled to pop up on your Facebook feed. So if you get a chance during the day, you can check that out. But the last couple of days, goodness me, it is embarrassment after embarrassment. As I said, clusterfuck after clusterfuck. That giant pitch flap stood at the side of the pitch. Steve Bruce finds new ways to piss you off time and time and time again. A fantastic opportunity against Brentford to reach a semi-final of a cup competition and just dare to dream at this magical time of the year. There was an opportunity for that. And what happened? Well, it got bruised. That is what happened. Newcastle, going into this game, I thought it would be a tight and a cagey affair. I thought that, there may only be a couple of goals in it. I was hoping and praying that we might have one or two back. It turned out really that we did not. Team selection wise, I was a bit flabbergasted. DeAndre Yedlin's still at right back, despite the fact that Kraft is on the bench. DeAndre Yedlin's really come in from the cold, and he looks like a player that's come in from the cold. He looks like a fish out of water. He looks out of condition. He doesn't have that match sharpness. He was never great going backwards anyway, even when he was week in, week out. But I don't know, for me, he wasn't really great defensively. He wasn't, as per normal, great defensively. And, he partnered that up with Jamal Lewis, who, since his first game of the season, where he burst onto the scene for Newcastle and played really well against West Ham, this lad has been on a downward spiral. He's been well and truly bruised. He didn't have the greatest of games, to be fair, against Brentford, and at the back, more out of necessity than anything else, because they're literally the last two standing. Clark and Hayden I feel sorry for. I'll get on to him in a minute, but I do feel sorry for Hayden. Clark happened to play all the time at the moment. Bruce will talk about rotation and this, that and the other till the cows come home, but because of his stupid, absolute, dense decision to let Lejeune go to Spain on loan for literally £2.50, we are short of centre backs, so you had to play. Rest of the team, you can make arguments for or against. Shelby, every time that I see him now, it just erodes away at the player that I used to think a lot of. Every game he seems to get less mobile, and to the point now when I see his name, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'd rather have a Des Hamilton in the fucking team than a John Joe Shelby, because he's so slow. He's so predictable. He's got one pass. Tom, Dick and Harry know what that pass is, and they've already planned for it. But his lack of mobility, it's a real problem, because he can't do anything defensively. He can't run with players. He looks like he smoked 40 fags before every game started. So out of condition for an elite Premier League footballer. Beside him, Sean Longstaff, who's, again, for me, playing out of position. And, to me, as a two, it simply does not work at all. I like Sean. I think Sean could be a top quality, top notch pardon me player, but if you're going to play him out of position, if you're going to play him with a John Joe Shelby of this world at this time of his career, then you're asking for trouble, and trouble at the moment finds Newcastle in absolute bucket loads. It really, really does. We've then got Miggy. Miggy looks lost. I mean, he comes off in the second half. He's got his hands in his head. He's almost in tears. It literally looks as if he's got the prospect of having Steve Bruce over for Christmas dinner. It is that bad. You've then got Jacob Murphy on the other side, and there's instances where you can see little flashes and you think, oh yeah, that's encouraging. And then there's other things like today when he's taking heavy touch after heavy touch, where he's fluffing his lines, where you're like, go on, just strike the ball, strike it, get a shot on target, do something for fuck's sake. And what does he do? Well, nothing. Because he dillies and dallies. It's so frustrating being a Newcastle United fan. It really, really, really is. You know, and that's before you get on to Jeff Hendrick, who is absolutely anonymous once more. What is the point of a Jeff Hendrick? Can he tackle? No. Can he attack? Well, apparently not. Can he cross? Is he a utility player? Or is he just somebody to stick on the fucking bench because he was cheap and cheerful and he's a typical Mike Ashley and Steve Bruce signing? Fucking useless. And then you get up top to Callum Wilson, who must be thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, it's the normal plan. We'll have to defend for 90 minutes, hope we keep a clean sheet, and I'm going to have to fucking dive like something of Swan bastard leg to get a penalty or score a goal at the end to try and nick this or salvage it and take it to penalties. And you know, you sit back, I'd watch some of the matches back. Previously in the day, watching back the FA Cup when we got up to the 2 finals in 2 years, then the semi-final. Really trying to get in the mood, sitting there trying to imagine that Steve Bruce is not the Newcastle United manager in 2020, yeah? Not 1999 when I'm watching this match. And you know, I'm psyched. I'm up for the match. I'm desperate to see Newcastle win something. 40 years old I went this year. Still not seeing Newcastle win anything apart from something that looks like a fucking aerial. And it just, after 5 minutes, I knew exactly how the game would go. The missus is like, these will win this 1-0, I'm telling you now. And it sits into a very, very, very regular routine of Newcastle looking clueless, no passion, no urgency. Everything that summed up that last 30 minutes when we played against 10 men against Fulham was the entire 90 fucking minutes against Brentford reserves, may I add. We sat back, we did fuck all, we didn't ask hardly any questions, and the little half chances that we did get, because believe it or not, we actually started slightly bossing the percentage, which totally sent me into a spin. But the half chances we get, there were they snapped at the chances like they were desperate, knowing that they wouldn't create hardly anything during the match, or we just fluffed our lines. And at half time, 0-0, you knew that Steve Bruce would get into them and totally and utterly fuck the job up. You knew he'd fuck it up. I thought, if we're not winning by half time, we haven't got a fucking chance, because when Steve Bruce works his little black magic that he does, you know one thing and one thing only is going to happen, and that is, as I said beforehand, the aforementioned clusterfuck. The goal, as simple as you like. You can't say that it was a worldie or you've been outdone or this, that and the other. It's poor positional sense by the full-backs, well, in particular John Drew Yedlin this time, and then a simple ball across, tired legs, not being able to make that extra stretch, switched off for a moment, bang, there you go, Bastalo, who had more touches than the entire fucking rest of the team combined. 1-0, and I went, right, that's it, that's the lot. Because you knew it. It was either going to finish 1-0 or 2-0. They had more chances. Tony could have put Salt into an absolutely open gaping wound. Steve Bruce chucked on all of his strikers, but forgot to put anybody on the pitch who could actually get the fucking ball up to them. No urgency. It looked like a training game. The likes of John Joe Shelby especially could have worn a t-shirt that said, "I really can't be asked to be here. I want to be anywhere else but here. I really can't be asked. I'm still getting 80 grand a week." Meanwhile, me back at home, I'm screaming at the TV, I'm heading and kicking every ball. I'm like, "Come on, Newcastle, man! This is chance, sniff, smell the blood of a cup." I'm desperate for Newcastle to do something, to win that first fucking trophy. And they just can't be asked. Steve Bruce can't be asked. And he comes out afterwards, he shakes the hand and he's sitting there, well, we didn't have our little bit of luck. We didn't have... Fuck off with your luck, man. You've got Premier League footballers there against Brentford reserves and you're talking about luck, you cabbage-eated bastard. There is a time to talk about luck. That's probably when you play Manchester City, which we're doing on, obviously, Boxing Day, and we're getting humped. The time is not when we are playing the Championship side with the possibility of a semi-final place at stake. The man is fucking clueless. Useless old bastard. Totally out of date, a dinosaur in football terms, and we're getting outfought by every other team. We've got one or two party tricks and they have been totally and utterly worked out on the back of a fag packet ages ago. He needs to get a new party trick, do something different, or my personal preference is to get a cardboard box, go to Benton, look at the sign that tells you to piss off, you cabbage-eated bastard, and to clear your desk. Because he just hasn't got a clue. You know, I haven't felt like this maybe since Joe Kinnear yet. Where you look at him and you just, it's a little bit of, you feel sorry, it's a little bit of pity. And it's just like, with a mixture of, just go because you're fucking this up. And people are saying to me, well, who are you going to get in, Paul? Who are you going to get in? Any fucker would be better than the wanker who's in charge at the moment. That is for certain. Fuck me. Anybody but probably Joe Shelby, because he's probably lazy at that fucking job as well. Honestly, man, I mean, Eddie Howe is the one who's talked about a lot in media circles and this, that and the other. I'd take Eddie Howe, no doubt about it. Yes, he relegated Bournemouth last season, but let's make no doubt about it, Steve Bruce will relegate us regardless. He had a lot of injuries, Eddie Howe, last year, and it will be something different. He knows some of the players. Why not? But there's other managers out there. You could take a punt on a Steven Gerrard, a Patrick Vieira. You know, Kyle suggested even Pearson. Well, he certainly wouldn't have the players fucking around. He wouldn't stand for the likes of John Joe Shelby at the moment. So maybe that is a hugely positive thing. Who fucking knows? But yeah, we absolutely fluffed our best chance. We'll get absolutely dumped out of the FA Cup. Make no mistake about that whatsoever. So forget about any sort of a cup run. Between now and the end of the season, well, we need to pray for a takeover, because we all know the problems run much deeper than just Steve Bruce. But he is certainly part of the problem. He's the cheap and cheerful, unqualified little bitch of Lee Charnley and Mike Ashley, and the entire three of those aforementioned piss flaps just need to go. They just need to be gone with. We need new ownership like never, ever, ever before. If there's ever a fan base who deserves it, it is the Newcastle United fans. Make no fucking doubt about it. We need new ownership. We've been really good. We should be on the fucking nice list. Let's have some new owners with a new management team, and let's just hope for better things, because all we've got to look forward to between now and the end of the season You know, there'll be no signings. Maybe Bentaleb comes in, because we all know that Brucey fancies the arse end of fucking Bentaleb, the useless bastard. But it's a relegation battle. Fucking again. Like, we're not sick to the fucking back teeth of relegation battles. Alan St. Maximum, Jamal Lascelles, I can't wait till they're back. The sooner they are back, the absolute better. They're going to give more options. Hopefully a little bit of excitement, certainly with ASM for Newcastle fans, because that is it. We're going to be literally fed scraps of turkey meat for the next fucking 6 months. That is it. That is our diet of football and excitement. Whatever ASM can serve up to us, let's hope he stays. Let's hope we still have ASM and Miggy after the January transfer window, because looking at Miggy's body language, you know, it's it's not exactly a player who's over the moon and delighted to be here. He must be being pissed off of being Bruce, the same as every single other player as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Miggy left, but I'm not exactly sitting there thinking, well, every penny will be reinvested and this, that and the other, because we all know if anybody gets sold for any decent money, he'll buy Phil Jones. He fucking fancies the arse of Phil Jones. He's always wanted Phil Jones the same way that he's always wanted Dwight Gale. Goodness me. If you're a football manager and you make this much fuss for the likes of Phil Jones, then you need to give your head a wobble. You really do, because he's fucking shite. We are not a home for Manchester United rejects, and let's not start that slippery slope, because we all saw what happened down the A19 when it came to Sunderland adapted the exact same philosophy at the Stadium of Light. And that is probably the only silver lining we've got at the moment, because although we're in a shit situation and stuff at the moment, you can always guarantee and always bank on the fact that Sunderland will give you just that little bit more, so we can afford a little wide smile down the A19 as they continue their probably fruitless task of trying to get out of League One. That's it. That's it for Newcastle supporters. ASM a little bit of magic, and Sunderland being the gift that they truly, truly are. Hey God, I'm not looking forward to the Boxing Day one. I think we're going to absolutely get tanked. We'll get tanked off Liverpool as well, and to top it off like the cherry on top of the tree, I'm no doubt that Leicester will come and have a splurge as well. So we're going to be well and truly fucked over Christmas, and that's the only thing that you can bank on with this team. Too many gutless, spineless bastards, and with the leadership of a fucking marshmallow at best. Well, maybe a cabbage eat. Anyway, take care. I hope everybody is okay in these COVID times. Take care of one another. Have a fantastic Christmas. Get drunk. Forget about all the shit that's going on at the club. Take care. Keep it tuned. And I will speak to you later.